hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of health. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. And to institute new government, laying its foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Yes! Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed from light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. Yes. Woo. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, is designed to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government!
We placed our trust in supposed professionals and invested in housing when the housing prices were rising, and we didn't see what was on the horizon. We gambled, and in some ways we lost because we have real estate now that we may foreclose on. We trusted Washington to do what they did, and we gave away our freedoms while we slept. But you know what? You folks are not responsible for our bad decisions or our successes or our failures, and neither is the government. It is our right.
Such thing as left versus right. There's only up versus down. Up, man's age-old dream, the ultimate in individual freedom, consistent with law and order, or down to the ant heap of totalitarianism. And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for economic security have embarked on this downward course.
That's right.
We have all come here for personal reasons. For me, it was the realization that posterity, represented by my children's 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 children, has had its liberty compromised. That my 2-year-old little boy, while he plays, lives peacefully, is unaware that a portion of his liberty will be directed to the interest service and inflation to pay the tab on this wholesale intrusion by the public sector into the private sector. This isn't a left versus right thing. It's an us versus them thing. Us versus an elite class of non-representing representatives here in Portland, down in Salem, and all the way across the U.S. and Washington, D.C. I've been asked, what are we doing with these tea parties? To which I respond, isn't it obvious? We're assembling a coalition of talented, activated people, and together we're going to set agendas, execute plans, and succeed in returning Portland and Oregon and the United States to the path of individual liberty and accountability that has been the backbone of this country since its
Everybody, take a deep breath. Breathe this clean Oregon air. You ready? We're going
gonna do it together. It sounds like this. Freedom! Come on, freedom! Now here's a real simple message. I love what Jeff said because it is about everyone. It's not about being a left wing or right wing, Republican, a Democrat, and this and that. We're people, man. We're all people, all right? We the people! 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 One more time.
Now our state and nation were founded on time-honored principles. We believe in living within our means, living according to the Ten Commandments, living around the harvest. And yet today, our state and national leaders have gone astray. Today, our leaders seek to solve a credit and debt-ridden crisis with unprecedented levels of borrowing and spending. Today, our national and state leaders act as if we work for them instead of them working for us. In 1773, the Sons of Liberty sent a message to the King of England when they tossed a boatload of British tea into the cold and black waters of the Boston Harbor. Today we gather in cities and ports across our nation to honor those patriots and to send our own message to elitist officers in Salem and in Washington. Our message is this: we have had enough. Have you had enough? Have you had enough big government? Have you had enough big government spending? Have you had enough big corporation bailouts? Have you had enough increased taxation? Have you had enough government interference with our families? Have you had enough government interference with our land? Have you had enough government interference with our businesses? Have you had enough government interference with our lives? 233 years ago, our forefathers proclaimed their Declaration of Independence, and today, we can proclaim our Declaration of Liberty. The Declaration of Liberty has 3 clauses. Freedom! We declare our allegiance to our flag, to our nation, and to liberty and justice for all. And 3, we declare and dedicate our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor to the upholding and defending of the Constitution of the United States of America. Today, patriots like you, like me, are rising up across this land, and we will not be silenced. Our power will be felt in the ballot boxes. Our voices will be heard at public meetings in every level of government. Our numbers will grow like a vast wave destined to wash clean the sullied walls of government. Until, once again, the principles of our Constitution reign supreme. And once again, God willing, we will have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. USA! 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 just begun the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just begun the revolution. We have just begun. We have just begun. We have just begun. We have just begun. Accountable. We have just begun to hold the line on taxes and spending. We have just begun to hold our leaders accountable. We're done voting for the lesser of two evils. We are done putting our leaders in Congress and office who have no care whatsoever for what it is that we do. We are here to start electing leaders that are going to listen to us and our voice. We have just begun the revolution, ladies and gentlemen. Say it with me. We have just begun. We have just begun. We have just begun. We have just begun. Time for a revolution.
Now, I'm not talking about a revolution of guns, folks. I'm not talking about a revolution of fun. Our founding fathers figured that out a long time ago when they wrote that Constitution. I'm talking about a revolution of action. And this is just the beginning. Now, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of people just like you all over Oregon. I head up an organization called Americans for Prosperity. Jeff Lunt, who's our great organizer of this event, and his team of people, he's the guy who runs our little chapter here in Multnomah County, but we're all over Oregon. We're in 21 counties right now. People who care about their freedom, just like you, coming together to stand up for what you believe is right, what our founding fathers believe was right, our values and our principles. Organizations like Glenn Beck, the 912. We got some 912? So many organizations, folks, we have got to come together. The left has run rings around the conservative movement in America. You know why? Because they're organized. And it's time for us to get to that place. And you can do that. It's simple. Just go to revivetherevolution.com. Learn how you can go to the next level from today. But before I tell you how to do that, let me tell you what's happened in Oregon today. There were 22 tea parties, many of them going on right now. The first one started in Medford. Our organization helped with 18 of the 22. The first one started at 9 o'clock this morning in Medford. They had 2,000 people there. I was at Salem for the noon rally at the Capitol. That's why my voice is shot, folks. Yeah, I won't be able to talk on the radio in the morning. But it's worth it. I was at Salem. The official count we just got was just between 4,000 and 5,000 in Salem today. Mark Delphine, who's one of the Libertarian Party guys that works with us. I'm a Republican, he's a Libertarian. This is not a Republican, Democrat, Libertarian thing. This is an American thing. Mark heads up our AFP chapter over in Washington County. They just had 1,000 people in Beaverton at the post office. I just came from Oregon City. We had 800 people in Oregon City. There's a lot of energy here. You care enough to come out here to make these signs. You care about America, you care about your future. I've got unborn grandchildren coming. I'm telling you what, I am not going to stand by and let their future be thrown away because politicians, many that I used to serve with, don't know what the Constitution says, what it means, and they are going to hear from you. So, what's next? It's great for thousands of us to come together all over Oregon, hundreds of thousands in America. But if we don't keep working together, if we don't keep staying organized, improving our skills, talking to our state legislators and our city councilmen and our school boards and our county commissioners and the Congress and the president, if we just leave here and never do anything again, this nation is lost. So we've got to take all of this energy, your desire, your passion for freedom, and we've got to move it to the next level. And the way you do that is join an organization that stands for freedom. Could be the 9/12 Project, could be getting involved with Freedom Works, could be our organization, Americans for Prosperity. Folks, join an organization. What we do is we organize you in groups, and then we help educate you to the issues, to give you the tools you need to be effective to make a difference. And then we help train you to sharpen your skills so that when you get face to face with one of your elected representatives, you can communicate to them effectively and you can make a difference. How many veterans do we have out here tonight? Country on the face of the earth. I've been in Africa. I've been in Iraq and Afghanistan with the Oregon National Guard. Let me tell you, your brothers and sisters, Oregonians that go to war, do it because they care about the future for their kids and their grandkids. I'm going to tell you that because I know I've been there with them. And I'll tell you, those countries don't have the opportunity that we have here today. They don't have the great blessings, the opportunity for you to live your life, live the American dream, to stand up for freedom. We do. Don't take it for granted. It is precious, my friends. You must get involved. Don't let the spirit of 9/12, don't let the spirit of today, of taxpayer tea parties, the spirit of peaceful revolution, don't let that die after you leave here today, okay? Please get involved. Be involved in something.